Hi, in this video we're going to work on tutorial 2 in chapter 3, and it's going to work with calculating out miles per gallon. So we're going to enter the number of gallons that were used and the number of miles driven, and it will tell us what our miles per gallon are. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll get the Visual C# loaded here. We'll go to a project, new project, and scroll down and find what I need here. There we go. And we're going to call this, I'm just going to call it MPG. Okay, and then I will switch over to where I want to store this and do a new folder. And select it. Create, and then we'll get started with this. So on this form, we're going to have 3 labels to name the 2 text boxes and the output label, and then we'll have 2 buttons. So we're going to I'm going to shrink this down some here, something about like that, and then we'll get started with this. Okay, so start with, we're going to have our 3 labels. So I'm going to put those on here. 1, 2, 3. And then line them up. It doesn't matter what order they're in. We're going to we're not going to change the names on them, but we're not going to be using the names, so it doesn't make any difference on that. So I got those 3 in here. I'm going to select all 3 of them. Oh, messed up because I got the form selected there, so I need to unselect. There we go. Get that one. Okay, so that one. See, that's where you have to be careful and make sure that you click on just the ones that you want in there. Okay. So we can't change the text on all 3 of them at the same time. So I'm going to change the things that we can do for all of them. First is I want my auto size to be false. So I got that. I want to change the size of these. And I may adjust this after I get all 3 of them done, but make these just a little bit longer here. And then change the text align to middle right. Click off, click on the top one. Top one is going to be called enter the number of miles driven. Change the text on that. And I'm going to start doing this on here. I'm going to put a colon at the end of it. It's kind of like a separator. Notice that's going to be too long or too short, so we'll expand that when we get these other ones down here. Next one's going to be to enter the gallons of gas used. Again, I'm going to end that with a semicolon. That one's going to be too short also, so we'll have to extend that one. And the last one is your car's MPG. So I'll come back over here and select the top one, hold down my control key, press the next one, and then the next one. I want them to all be the same size, so I'll drag this out, and then we got our miles driven, so everything's on there now. Okay. We're going to need 2 text boxes, so I'll go ahead and get those on here. So one of them is going to be for this one down here, enter the gallons used, and then the other one's going to be for the miles driven. So we'll work with the top one first. We're already on text, but we don't have any text on there. What we want to do is just put in the names for these. There's no other properties we need to change, so we'll go up here to the name. Name on the top one is going to be Miles text box. And then the next one down is going to be gallons text box. Okay, and then the output is almost always a label. So that's what we're going to do here. I mean, we'll be doing some other things with output, for example, label I'll think of it in a second, list boxes and stuff. But for most part now, they're going to be, whoops, not text boxes. Delete that off of there. They're going to be, I was talking when I was doing that. They're going to be labels. So I'm going to line this up in here. And again, I'm going to change the text to line. And I'll do that middle center on there. And then I want the auto size to be false, and I'll leave it about that size like that on there. And we want to do the border style so we can see where it is. And again, I like using the, whoops, wrong place. There we go. Keep clicking off on it. Border style as fixed 3D. Book likes the fixed single. You can use whichever one you want on that. And then we don't want any text in the box to start with, so we want to get rid of that. And we need to give it a name. And we're going to call this MPG label. Okay. So that should just about do it. On that part of it, we're going to need two buttons. Go ahead and get those on here. Just click off and get on the form. And align them down here. We're just going to do the calculate button and the exit button. We're not going to have a clear button on this one. So first button, since we're already on name, we'll do that first. It's going to be calculate button. And then we'll go down and change the text. And the text is going to be calculate MPG. And we're going to need to make that a little bit bigger so we can get the whole thing on here. And then the other button, the text is going to be exit. And the name will be exit button. Okay, and I always like to make the buttons the same size. It just kind of looks more uniform. And exit will be in the center there, so that works out good. Okay, so we got the form done. I'm going to go ahead and resize this a little bit. There we go. We could have moved this up more there, but I'm just going to go ahead and leave it like that. So what we want to do is put the code in here for this, and then we'll test it out. So for the calculate MPG, we're going to go ahead and double click on here. It's for our calculate button, click event handler. We're going to need 3 variables. We're going to use doubles for these. And the first one is going to be miles. Second one is going to be gallons. And the third one is going to be MPG. Now we could have put all these on the same line and separated them with commas, The book likes to put them on separate lines because it puts comments on all these, like double miles to hold miles driven. Well, miles kind of explains what it is, so you really don't need a comment on there. So we could put all three of these on there on the same line, and then not bothered with having to um, put comments on. So miles then is going to be calculated as, actually we've got to get the miles from the and the gallons from the form. So we've got to do a double dot parse and then miles text box dot text. Okay, and then our gallons going to be equal to double dot parse, and it's going to be our gallons text box dot text. Notice how all that gets filled in for us on there. Kind of nice. Okay, so then we need to calculate our MPG. So our MPG, fingers on the right keys here, is going to be equal to our miles divided by our gallons. Okay. And then we need to get that put into our label. So MPG label dot text is going to be equal to MPG dot toString, because you can't put a numeric value in a label. It has to be a string, so we have to convert it into a string, and so that's what we do with that. Okay, all that's ready. I'm going to go ahead and we'll go ahead and do the exit button real quick, because it's just real easy to do. This is just this dot close, and then let's run this and see if we get this to work. I don't see any underlines in there any place, unless I just happen to miss one. We'll look and see here. And I'm going to use the example that they give in the book for this. Find it here real quick. They put in 350 miles, and the number of gallons they put in is 16. And then they click on calculate MPG, and it comes out to 21.875. Okay, worked fine. See if this closes. It does. So everything worked great on the program. So okay, that was that one. Used some variables, calculations, output label, converted it into a string for the output. So let's do another one. This is going to be creating the sales price calculator application with currency formatting. Okay. So if you're writing a program that works with a percentage, you have to make sure that the percentage's decimal point is in the correct location before doing any math with the percentage. Especially true when the user enters a percentage as input. Most users will enter the number 50 to mean 50%, 20 to mean 20%, and so on. So you have to divide it by 100 to get the 0.5 or the 0.2 for that. So in this one, we're going to get the original price of the item, get the discount percentage from, for example, 20 to just enter for 20%, divide the percentage amount by 100 to get the decimal in the right place, multiply the percentage by the original price. This is the amount of the discount. Subtract the discount from the original price, which is the sale price, and then display the sales price. Okay, so go ahead and get working on the form. And so let me close off this one. Close solution. We'll start a new project. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this box here. So scroll down and find my there we go. Next, we're going to call this sales price calculator. And then I need to navigate to where I want to save this. Get a new folder. Call it sales price calculator. I don't have to call it that, but I'm just going to. Makes it easier for me to remember what's going on where. And then we're ready to create this. Okay, so I'm going to resize this some. About like that. To start with, then we're going to need three labels, one for the original price, one for the percentage, and one for the sales price. And then we'll need 2 text boxes and then another label that's going to be for the output. So my toolbox here, do my 3 labels to start with. Kind of line these up. Select all of them. That way we can format them the way that we need to. So actually, the book doesn't give us any format that they want us to do with this. So I'm just going to do the ones that I want. I'm going to change the text align to middle right. And I'm going to turn off or set to false on the auto size. Okay, and 2 of these are pretty long, so I'm going to drag this over. And if I need more room, I'll get more room on it. And drag it over about here. Unselect, go to label 1. And now all we're doing is changing the text on these. We're not changing the names because we're not using them in the code. So this one is going to be enter the item's original price. Colon. Good, that all fit in there. We'll do our label 2. This one is going to be enter the discount percentage. Colon. And that all fit in there. And then our last one is going to be sale price. Okay, so that's got all those in there. So we need our 2 text boxes. These lined up here. Go. So the top one is going to be original price text box. So on these, we're just changing the names on these. So and the second one is going to be discount percentage text box. Okay. Then we need a label for the sale price. So go ahead and go click in the form here. Go ahead and get the label for that. Get it kind of lined up in here. I want to change the auto size to false. The border style, I'm going to do fix 3D again. The text is going to be empty. Go down there and clear that out. And the location is going to be middle center. And I don't think we did that on these, did we? Yes, we did those. We did those right. Okay, so those are set fine. Okay. Go back here, and then we need to give this a name. Actually, we need to give all of these a name. So we'll start up here at the text box. I always forget to put those in there. Oh, no, we did do those. Never mind. Go down to this one here, needs a name. And this is going to be sale price label. Okay. And we're going to have two buttons, a calculate button and an exit button. Okay, so button one, and we're up here by name, so we'll go ahead and do that. It's going to be calculate sales price. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, the name is calculate button. Okay, and then the text is calculate sale price. And we'll readjust it here in a minute. And then this one here, the text is going to be exit. And the name is going to be exit button. Okay. So I'm just going to click on this one and then click on this one here so that this way they'll be the same size when I drag this down. Okay. So we got everything set. I'm going to go ahead and change the size of my window here to kind of take out some of the empty space out of there on that. Okay, so now what we want to do is get the code for the two buttons. So on the calculate sale button, calculate button, we're going to need some variables in here. So let's go ahead and get this opened. And I'm going to put these all on the same line because they're all decimal. So we're going to have original price, discount percentage, discount amount, and sale price. Okay. Now, I didn't mention this in the last video, but if you notice, these are all underlined in green. That's telling you that they have not been used yet. So when you get done writing a program, if you put a bunch of variables in and then you end up not using a couple of them, you can see that and be able to take those out of there if you want to. Okay, so now we need to get the original price is going to be equal to our decimal dot parse, and this is going to be our discount percentage text box. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. Sorry, our original price. The right place there. Nope. Original price text box dot text. Okay, and then our discount percentage is going to be equal to decimal dot parse and our discount percentage text box dot text. We need to calculate out our discount percentage, and that's going to be equal to our discount. Oh, I'm sorry, we got to convert the discount percentage divided by 100 to get the decimal set right on that. And then our discount amount is going to be equal to our original price times our discount percentage. Okay. And our sale price is going to be equal to our original price minus our discount amount. And then we just have to put that in our label. And this time we want to format it for currency. So it's going to be sale price label dot text, and it's going to be equal to sale price dot to string, but inside here we want to put a colon C colon so we can format it for currency. So that takes care of calculating that out. And so then we want to go back over here and do our exit button, which is just this dot close. And then we can test this out. And the way I like to test things is with easy numbers. So I'm just going to put in here 100 as the original price and the percentage as 20. And this should calculate out to be about $80. And there it is, 80. So it does. So that did work, and that's our exit button should work here, and there we go. Okay. So I hope you got some good information out of this on using variables, using decimal, formatting output as a currency, using the decimal dot parse, all that in there. So hopefully that was helpful for you. Bye.